Hello, Aries. Welcome. Take a seat. Relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Aries, we have card number 34. Okay, Aries. So, this is the card all about how words are powerful. Okay, so this card is telling us to watch what kind of words we are using. Okay, watch how we are talking to others. Watch how you are talking to yourself. Okay, that's the biggest one, because here we focus on what we do and what we are in control over, and I think one of the biggest things is how people treat themselves, because people don't treat themselves very nicely. You know, people treat themselves very poorly. I have noticed that I have treated myself pretty poorly all my life, a lot of my life, you know. Yeah, I treat myself very poorly. Usually I've noticed what I don't like how others treat me is I specifically don't like it, and it hurts because I treat myself that way as well. So me noticing that I don't like this sort of treatment, just by the act of noticing it is, to me, it's a good sign that I'm doing it to myself, and I am noticing it, and it hurts, right? Especially when it hurts, not just noticing it, but when it bothers you, right? It bothers you for a reason, and it bothers you because you are treating yourself that way. So it's kind of like life is trying to let you know, hey, you're treating yourself this way by popping in, people that are treating you that way, or putting you into situations where you get treated that way. And it's kind of life. It's telling you like, hey, see how this bothers you? This bothers you because you've been treating yourself that way. So that's one thing that we gotta focus on, so that we stop treating ourselves that way and we treat ourselves the way we are supposed to be treated, more positively, more in a better way, but not false positivity either, right? So this is my words are powerful card. This card is all about Jim and Pam's homework for marriage counseling. So words are very powerful. So watch the way you are talking to yourself and others. Speak more positively. Look for opportunities. Acknowledge, appreciate, and speak your truth. And it's speaking it directly, right? So good communication, right? This one's better communication is another way this card can be interpreted. So words are very powerful. Notice what kind of words you are using, because it's like that look for opportunities card, right? What a difference it makes saying I'm looking for opportunities, other than saying I literally don't have anything and nothing ever goes my way and everything is always going wrong, right? Those are very different types of words that are being said there. And I don't know how you notice how you feel, right? The way you are talking to yourself. Notice how you feel, how you are making yourself feel. Because normally other people are going to feel that way too. So, but 34, look for opportunities instead of saying nothing ever goes your way. There's, you don't have anything. But speak your truth. I'm really stuttering in this reading, Aries. I wonder why. I'm really having a hard time saying anything at all. Really, I don't know. See, I can't find the right words, and I'm really having a hard time talking here. Aries, what's going on? What are you having a hard time talking about? Okay, King of Wands. So I'm gonna notice that I said King of Wands, so to me that is you. And you are watching this fight over here. You are watching these people fight. So you aren't part of the fight, but you're watching these people fight. The Five of Wands. Because people's butting heads, right? This is So this is of the wands. So what are they butting heads about, right? Well, they're butting heads about their wands, about their soul. So the soul part of ourselves is like the reasoning that we are doing things, right? So this is our passions, right? To the things we are passionate about, the most passionate about, right? The reasons we are okay with and doing during pain, because we know better things are at the end, right? Stuff like that. So the soul part of ourselves. So the reasoning. So each of these people, it's like they all have their own dream, right? And they feel that to achieve their dream, they have to put these other wands down, or maybe they feel like these other wands are on the way of them being able to achieve this dream. I don't know. There are many reasons to fight, but that is kind of the point, right? That is people butting heads because of passions, people butting heads because of perspectives, right? And but you are being this person watching. You are this person watching. I did feel that, because you could be in the fight, but you aren't. You are not. You are watching a fight. You are watching others people fight around you, almost like Clark here. That's actually very interesting. I have never noticed that about this card, but Clark, right? It's Jim and Pam that have this marriage counseling, and in this scene, you know, they are literally talking that way to each other in front of him. So they're going through marriage counseling, and their homework was to speak more positively. So that's how they're really focused on speaking positively. So they're speaking really weird to each other, and he notices, and then he even says, you know, can I please can you be kind enough to share some of your sweet buds? Because they were talking so weirdly, right? But he was watching this go on. He was watching this fight. So you are watching people fight around you, and you can't say anything. You're having a hard time saying something about it, or maybe you want to stop it, but you don't know how to help. I don't know. Point is, you aren't saying anything about it, and it's not that it's not me going, you aren't saying nothing about it. No, it's see how I keep stuttering, you know? It's like something wants to come out, but it's having a hard time. There's a hard time here. Let's keep going. Mind. This is exactly how I feel. This is us talking right now. This whole reading has been me talking like that. Okay, interesting. Letting go. Oh, I see. So imagine, right, this is like other people are having a hard time with something, right? And you have been there, right? But you got yourself out of it, right? So you know how to get out of it, and you could easily help, right? But these people, right, they can, it's like you want to help these people around you, right, that are still stuck in this, but and you are trying to help probably, right? But it's not working. Maybe you are trying to help. Maybe point is, you aren't being able to help because they don't want the help. No matter how much you want to help, or no matter how you want to help, you can't really help someone if they don't want to help themselves. People need to want to help themselves, and then there's the opportunity to help somebody else, right? So this is the whole thing about, you know, you can't heal other people, you know, you can just give them the opportunity to heal. This is that type of situations, okay? And so this is you, finally, you got over this, you got over some anxiety type of stuff, so you got over something, you figured something out, but there's still people that are struggling around you, and I don't know if they're struggling together, or they're just struggling with this thing, but they're struggling is the point, and you want to help, but you aren't helping because they don't want the help, and there's no way in helping, so you have to just keep watching them. But I think deep down you know that there's nothing you can do if they don't want the help. There's nothing that you can do if they want to keep fighting, right? They are their own people, they are their own gods, and we can only give them the opportunity for the help, right? But so you're watching this. So letting go, okay? So this is the letting go of, I need to help the people around me, right? I need to help them. And it's that letting go of that idea. I understand, Aries. I am also, like, in my family, whenever there was fighting, I felt like I needed to be the one that makes the peace, so that there was no fighting. Or if there was problems there, I had to be the one that cheered things up. Or, I don't know, stuff like that. I'm sure you are that way, Aries, that you needed somehow to make things right. But this is the point, that you can't, and it's you are watching, because as soon as if you try to start helping, you just become one of these people, and they're fighting as well. Right? This is the type of a situation to where two people, there's the two people can either discuss something, if they're both focused on trying to better the relationship, they're both focused on listening to the other person and trying to understand their perspective, then, they can talk things out, right? If they're both trying to understand one another, if they're both trying to, not hurt the other person, but both have to be on the same page, on that type of same page. They can still butt heads, but with still trying to understand the other person's perspective. But as soon as one person doesn't do that, as soon as one person starts fighting, as soon as one person starts butting heads and, starts not talking about the situation or the topic and just starts bringing you down, well, then it's going to be a fight, because then you have to defend yourself, and then, as soon as somebody's defending themselves, that means you're part of the fight. But so this is why you aren't part of this anymore, because you felt that you didn't want to fight anymore, so you got yourself out of there. And so now you're watching, and you're obviously trying, you would love to help, but you can't, because there is no, you can't help them. There is no helping here. So the best thing you can do is try to be your best self, and so this is that letting go part. So but the interesting part is, so if we pay attention to the feelings, right, we are in the cups here. So if we pay attention to how we felt in this situation, right, imagine that's that fear. Imagine the fear that this drop, right, because the drop has only known, being on this leaf. The drop has only known this leaf. The drop has only known the droplet, right? But there's a bunch of water here. There is a lake here, there's an ocean there. And as soon as that droplet joins this ocean, it's going to become the ocean, right? But it's not the ocean, and it doesn't know the ocean. The only thing it's known on its life is being a droplet on that leaf, right? So that's you in this King of Wands. The only thing that you've known is this situation that you don't want to be a part of anymore. So it's like this King of Wands wants to turn around, right? And he wants to go somewhere else, and he wants to leave and do. You know what I mean? I guess it wants to boop, 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 go somewhere else where there's no fighting, where you don't have to fight, where you don't have to defend yourself, where you can be at peace, where your mind doesn't have to feel this way all of the time, and you have to be worried about your safety all of the time. Everybody deserves a safe home. Everybody deserves a home to where your positives can be celebrated, and your negatives don't have to be shamed. Be shamed. So I was talking about the feelings, right? How you felt during this, right? Now imagine how you would feel like leaving this situation, right? And being somewhere where you can be more yourself, where you can be more at peace, where you don't have to fight all the time, where you can look for opportunities, where you can do good things, do more positive things, to feel more energized, right? That's the difference that this droplet is going to be being up here on the leaf compared to boop, it lets go and it drops into this ocean, into this lake, into this big body of water. And imagine the difference of the energy of being a single droplet on this leaf to becoming an ocean, part of the ocean, part of something, part of the universe, part of something bigger than itself, right? That it didn't know, and it was terrified, but it happened, and boom, everything is different. Right, so that's what you're looking for. It looks like, Aries, you are joining this lake, and you gotta let go. You gotta let go of this Five of Wands, because nothing is gonna change in that Five of Wands. That Five of Wands is gonna be that Five of Wands no matter what you do, no matter what what happens. As soon as you keep chilling with that Five of Wands, you become one of those people. So we don't want that anymore, and we want something else. So here we are turning our back on this Five of Wands, and so our mind, is going along with the Five of Wands, and so we are letting go. So let's see what else we got here. Look at that, Success and the Ace of Cups. Cool. Here's our reading. Bam. Success. Look at that. Success. And the Ace of Cups. This is the ocean. Look at that. This is that droplet, and now you are in this Ace of Cups. Boom. Imagine how you're going to feel when you have a safe home where you can keep growing now, instead of having to use your energy to fight and defend yourself. And now you can use your energy to create, to explore new things, to do more, wonderful things, to have more fun. I don't know. This is a great, beautiful reading, Aries, and this is this is dope. This was a cool reading. This is all right. We'll do one last card, one last bit of words from the Office Oracle deck, and we have card number 20. I like this card. This card feels like stillness. This card is perfect for this reading. This card is aiming at this droplet, letting it go, telling it to let go, to trust, because this card is about hope. Hope grows in the dump. The lotus flower blossoms out of the mud. Hope does not exist in a perfect world. In a perfect world, there would be no need for hope. In a perfect world, no one would ever feel or know what hope is. If you wish to experience and explore the crazy, wonderful feeling of hope, then one must go to the dump. If you wish to test your strength and see if you would choose hope over despair, then one must go to the dump. The dump is where you will find hope, and the dump is where the lotus flower blossoms. And I really hope this reading helped. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.